Hello. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. On this video is gonna be pros and cons again, okay? Because yeah, I was just thinking very deeply, like, what are real cons, you know? What is it that I don't really like about phlebotomy sometimes? Okay, so I'm gonna start off with number one, you guys. As a phlebotomist or a health provider, you guys have to draw patients regardless of their background. And what do I mean by that? And this could be a con just because we have to draw everyone. It could be an inmate, yes. People who get arrested, yes. Nice people, very nice people, we draw them. And with that being said, people who are mean, yeah, I'm sorry to say, but it's true. And that's when it could become a con, just because they make your life a little bit harder. It not your life necessarily, but your job. They makes it hard to do your job. I've had a lot of people that where I work, a lot of people have mental health problems, you know, and they're not mentally stable, and that does not mean that we're not gonna draw them. Okay, so we do have they have the right to refuse, obviously, but sometimes the doctor, there's times that they cannot really refuse because they're not really mentally stable and they need to treat the patient, so you still need to draw them sometimes. And I just want to say, because I feel like a lot of people don't really mention this, I worked at 3 different hospitals, you guys, and I've had to draw where the security guy could be holding the arm, 2 nurses could be holding the feet, and I'm talking about adults, you guys, or maybe 2 phlebotomists holding, and you as a phlebotomist, you still have to draw them. Oh my god, it is scary, you guys, at first, but you just have to be very brave and just try to focus. Like when it comes to those draws, I try to block everything, and I try to focus. And remember, you have a needle on your hand, so it's very dangerous, because sometimes you have to draw people when they're all moving like all aggressively, and you have to be very careful. So when they have good veins, like, okay, I got this, you know, like super fast, okay, I got this, I just have to be careful. So as a phlebotomist, you guys always have to be cautious to lock your needle in emergencies, because as a phlebotomist, over time, you guys will manage to lock the needle super fast. You have to be very cautious, because if you don't do that, that's dangerous for whoever's holding, or you could possibly hurt the patient, you know, because they're moving and you're trying to stick them, you know. So I feel like I get still kind of nervous when I don't feel no veins at all. Oh my god, you guys, the hard patients, and they're being aggressive, combative, you know, and I just try my best, and I'm like, please God, I hope they have a good vein somewhere. The good thing is that sometimes when they're very, very like feisty like that, sometimes the doctor gives them some type of medicine that keeps them calm. So sometimes the nurses could be like, hey, just come back in 15 minutes, come back in half an hour. And then by the time you go back to the patient, they are calm or asleep. And then you could just draw them, you know? But there are occasions, you guys, I'm not kidding, that you have to draw them when they're all moving like pretty bad, and you still have to do it. But it's a good feeling when you get it successfully, because everyone looks at you like a hero. They look at you like, wow, good job. So with that being said, you guys, as a phlebotomist, you also have to draw kids. And let me just give you a quick tip, you guys. When it comes to kids, have everything ready before you even bring in the kid. Because if you get everything ready while the kid is watching you, the kid will panic. And then when it's time for you to draw them, they're gonna be moving, and they're strong. They're very strong. When you're scared, I don't know how people get like strength. Excuse me. They get strength and they are just super strong kids. So I always, when I know I have to draw a kid, I always get everything ready before I even call them. And so the procedure could be quicker. And the good thing, not all hospitals, but some hospitals, they have like a numb cream, like a numb cream that sometimes we're able to put on before you poke the patient. But I would just say, just do it as soon as possible. Like, don't wait too long. So I feel like that's a con, you guys. Another thing is that, like, something that I don't really like, but I do it, okay? Because remember, you have to save your back. A lot of people, I've noticed a lot of phlebotomists, they do not, for example, move their bed, like make it comfortable for you to draw. The hospital that I work at right now, you guys, I could tell that the rooms are divided now. Like, it looks like it used to be like a big room, but since it's very high census, they have those walls like that they look like a door where you could push it to the side and it opens, but it's never open. So it looks like it used to be a big room, but now all beds are next to that little wall, that new wall. So if the IV is on the left side, if that makes any sense, and you cannot draw from that arm, right? So if you have to go on the right and the wall is against the right, I take that extra minute to move the bed. And it's not annoying, but that's a con, because you have to like move the bed, raise the bed. And I recommend you guys to do that, because think about it, it's your back. And you have to think about the patient too. Make it comfortable for the patient. You know, why would you want to draw them on top of them, kinda, if you don't move the bed, if that makes any sense? So that's a con, just moving the bed. But let me just tell you guys very quick, as a phlebotomist, when you go inside the room and if you move the table or anything to make it comfortable for you, before you leave the room, you guys have to put everything back how you found it, because you just have to. The nurses will for sure find you if you forget to do something. And then just really quick, you guys, when you're new, and I've seen nurses do this too though, that's kind of sad. They forget to remove the tourniquet. That's dangerous, kind of, you know, because I don't know, it's just a habit. Now I never remove the needle before the tourniquet. I always do the tourniquet first and then the needle, for two reasons. Reason number one is because, come on, it's a good habit. But if you don't do it, you guys, and the little vein will blow up. And do not get scared, because it's scary sometimes. When you remove the needle and you just see the bump getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like, what the heck happened? Just apply pressure, and it will go down. But if you don't remove the tourniquet, it will get worse. So just remove the tourniquet first. And still sometimes happens when you remove the needle, the skin is like a little lump. It happens very rarely, but it can happen. Okay, so do not panic if you see that you remove the needle and the skin just keeps raising, like it gets like a little bump and bigger. Just stay calm, apply pressure, and you'll see it going down. Sometimes it takes like longer for it to go down. But I love phlebotomy, you guys. I just want to mention those things because I feel like that's something that definitely they do not tell you, that sometimes you do have to draw competitive patients inmates, like we get a lot of people who get arrested and they are cuffed, you know, and then you still have to draw them. Those are kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. It is kind of scary because you don't know how they're gonna react. And remember, you have a needle on your hand. You have a needle on your hand, so you will get used to, just think of me, I'm just kidding. You just remember to learn how to lock your needle at all times. All emergencies, lock it right away. Oh, another con, you guys, is that if you're not careful, let me just tell you, I have been poked twice by accident. The very first time I got poked by a needle, thank God, it was before I even poked the patient. And that was because I didn't put the rail down. That's what I'm saying, you guys. Make your draw as comfortable as possible for you, but also for the patient. So I remember that was like when I was very new. I thought the arm wasn't the good position, but I did not put the rail down. And somehow, before I poked the patient, I poked myself. It's like, wow. But it's very, very painful because it just keeps bleeding and bleeding and bleeding, and it hurts. I think I poked my thumb or something, and it just kept bleeding and bleeding. I'm like, oh my God. So that's another con, you guys, that if you accidentally cut yourself, you need to really protect your cut, because if someone's blood go inside your cut, that's very dangerous, you guys. So that's another con. You need to be very careful when it comes, like, let's say you're at home and then you're washing dishes and you cut yourself by accident. Make sure you really, really, really take care of your cut, because that's very dangerous. You don't want any blood or anything going inside your cut. Another thing, another time that I actually poked myself, this was very scary because it was a dirty needle. I poked the patient, I was completely done with my draw, and this patient kind of panicked a little bit, so I had to like pull out. But before I had the chance to pull out, basically the needle pulled out itself because he moved, and I poked myself. And I was just totally panicking, to be honest, but panicking in my head. I was calm, but I was panicking, and right away I put the tape on and everything, the patient was safe. And I did it super fast. I went to look for a sink, so I washed my hands like for 5 minutes. So I kept washing my hand for a very long time. Like, I just kept washing it. And then I went back to the lab, you guys. But that day, I'm gonna try to find the video actually, because I remember this happened and I took a video because I've been wanting to do YouTube for a very long time. But I took a video. I was very upset with the laboratory, and I was very upset with everyone because I was asking for help. What I do know is that when you get poked, this goes for anyone, nurses, doctors, phlebotomists, there is a protocol for you and the patient. Both have to get drawn. You have to get their blood drawn as fast as possible, you guys, because you don't know if they have hepatitis, you don't know if they have HIV, So I was panicking because no one knew what to do. Like, someone would tell me, oh, go to the ER, and then I would go to the ER, and then they're like, no, you have to go back to the lab. And I was going back and forth like that until I contacted my manager, and I was like, please help, like, what's going on? I'm gonna try to find the clip, you guys, because I have it. I remember it's a quick, maybe less than 2 minutes clip, but I was like panicking, and I was like, what the heck, like no one could help. And then I asked everyone, and I was like, no. So from there on, I make sure we knew the protocol, and I printed the paper and I put it right there on the wall, so if it ever happens to anyone else, everyone should know what to do. Because when it happened to me, no one knew what to do, and I was just panicking, And you're supposed to get your blood drawn as fast as possible, both you and the patient, because they both have to get tested. Sorry if I'm talking kind of loud, but that was very scary, you guys. All right, you guys, I think this video is very long, kind of long. I don't want to make it super long. I made it to work. Comment down below if you guys have any questions, because I'm willing to answer them, you guys. Overall, although all of these seem like cons, I still love my job, you guys. You have to think that you're helping the patients, you know, and that just rewards me, because when you're a phlebotomist, it's just really, really, really rewarding, especially when you get heart sticks, you guys. When you get a heart stick that you know that they're very hard to draw and you get it, ooh, that's the best feeling ever. Oh my god, it's kind of hot. All right, you guys, have a wonderful, beautiful day. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys on the next video. Bye bye.